Welcome back to the channel. This is Trinity Storm and you are watching third part of What If Naruto Became a Player. If you enjoy this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Now wasting no more time. Let's start the story.
Naruto just made explosive tags for the rest of the morning and into the early afternoon. The slot in his hip pouch could hold up to 50, so he made sure he had 50 with him. Those tags would have been very useful against Jorogumo, and he'd be damned if he was ever caught without them again. He had even moved up a couple of levels in Fuinjutsu because of all his hard work. Once that was done, he needed to find his friends Shikamaru and Choji. He had some training to do, and they were going to help. Shikamaru wasn't at home or in any of his favorite places to watch clouds, so Naruto had to go look for him. So Naruto was very surprised to see him with Choji at the KSA obstacle course. Naruto yelled, "Hey, I've been looking for you guys everywhere," as he ran to join his friends. "Yeah, well, I had some time to think after passing the test yesterday," Shikamaru said. "My techniques have always been good for support, but I'm usually an easy target until I catch someone. I've decided to work on my dexterity for a while and see how it goes." "Wow, you're not just being lazy," Naruto said in shock. "What about you, Choji?" "Well, Shikamaru talked to me this morning about what I'll probably be doing on any team I join. If he's right and him, Ino, and I end up on a team together, that means I'll have to take most of the hits to protect them while they use their jutsu. So I need to get tougher and stronger. He's had me running laps all morning, and when my legs get tired he has me doing push-ups and sit-ups." Again, "Wow, that's great, guys," Naruto said. Shikamaru asked, "What about you? Where have you been all day? I thought you'd be here this morning when it opened." "Well, something happened last night, and I had to go see the old man this morning after I took my registration picture." "Did you tell him?" asked Shikamaru, making Choji look at him with interest. "Yes, I did. After last night, I kind of had to." "What did he do?" "What to take?" Choji had had enough, so he asked, "What are you guys talking about? I know you two have a big secret, but it's not cool to talk about it in front of me like that." "You're right, Choji, I'm sorry," Shikamaru told Choji. "You're right," Naruto said in a fake voice. "I guess I have a lot of secrets. I learned some of them last night, but I told Shikamaru about one a long time ago, and he's been helping me figure it out. And since you're my friend, I guess I should also tell you, but it's pretty crazy." "Really?" Shikamaru and Choji asked the same thing at the same time, but for very different reasons. Naruto said, "Really," and then he told Choji all about being a gamer and everything that came with it. "Wow," Choji said when he was done. "I mean, wow. Is all of this true?" "Near as I can tell," said Shikamaru. "So, is there something in the blood?" asked Choji. "Also, I told the Hokage about it last night, and he said it's definitely not something that comes from the Uzumaki bloodline. He's never heard of anything like it." "So does that mean you can have a gaming party and stuff?" asked Choji. The question surprised Naruto. I have no idea." "Troublesome, Naruto, your ability is totally troublesome," grumbled Shikamaru. "Why don't you try it?" "Party?" Naruto asked out loud, but nothing happened. "Make a party? Try team," Choji told him. "Team? Make a team. You have become a team." "Hey, that worked," Naruto said. "Invite Akamichi Choji." "Wow, that's strange." Choji gasped. Naruto grinned. "Invite Nara Shikamaru." "Troublesome," said Shikamaru as he moved his hand to tap the accept invite button floating above him. When Choji saw Shikamaru move, he did the same thing and touched the accept invite button. "Well, what do you see?" asked Naruto, eager for some feedback. "Uzumaki Naruto," Choji read, squinting his eyes at the air above Naruto's head. "The gamer. LV15. Yes, it works, try saying status," urged Naruto. "Status," Choji said, not knowing what would happen. The big orange window that popped up in front of his face was not what he was expecting. Shikamaru, on the other hand, seemed to fly through the information pages without saying a word. He had seen Naruto do this before, but now he knew what to expect. "This is so cool," Choji said in a whisper. Shikamaru said, "This is troublesome," but he still had a small smile on his face. Naruto was so happy about it that he couldn't help but laugh like a madman. Finally, his friends could see what he was living with. So, Naruto, began Shikamaru. Level 15 huh? How long ago was that? Because you swore to me yesterday that you were at level 12 before the test. Oh man, you guys wouldn't believe what happened last night, Naruto said, eager to tell his friends everything he'd learned, except for a few key details, like the fact that he was holding the Kyuubi. Naruto finished telling his friends his story about an hour later. He told them about his conversation with the old man, but not about the Jinchuriki, because he wanted to keep that secret to his grave. So Mizuki-sensei betrayed us? Choji probably asked for the 10th time since he found out. Yep, said Naruto. There's one thing I don't understand. You seem to have left out a lot of details, like why Mizuki chose you, what Iruka and Mizuki talked about, and why your status shows some updates. Naruto turned pale and said, I really didn't want to talk about that. Well, there's no point in hiding now, Shikamaru said. Besides, you're our friend. Naruto took a deep breath and started talking about his mother, the Uzumaki, and what a Jinchuriki is. He said, I hope you still feel that way after I tell you what that's all about. Wow, Choji said, that fucking blows. Tell me about it, Naruto grumbled. But you guys are alright, right? You're still my friends? Moron, of course we are, Shikamaru said. This just makes you a little bit more annoying. And that explains why everyone in the village hates you so much. Yeah, that was tough to take. I guess a lot of them think I'm the Kyuubi and not the one holding it captive, Naruto said with a sad face. Well, what now? Asked Choji. I want to check out that training field, Shikamaru said. Let's see what happens if we go back there. I was hoping you guys would want to go check it out, Naruto said, and with those few words, his happy, eager self was back. Could be fun, Choji said with a shrug. But before we leave, does anyone have any explosive tags? I've got 10 tags on me, said Choji. I really don't carry them with me, why? Asked Shikamaru. Naruto quickly opened his inventory, took out 25 of his own, and gave them to Shikamaru. If that field. Dungeon. If something has been reset, you'll want them. Yesterday, I was lucky to get out of there alive. I think I'm having second thoughts, Choji said when he heard about Naruto's close call with death. Hey, I did it by myself yesterday. With 3 of us, it should be a piece of cake, Naruto told his friend to make him feel better.
Shikamaru said, come on, Choji, we can always just leave, trying to get his friend to come along.
Alright, but I swear that if I die, I will haunt you both. That's it, Choji is going to live no matter what. I don't like ghosts, Naruto said, making the other 2 laugh. I'm not kidding, it's not funny. Naruto led the group to Training Ground 13 without much trouble. When he got there, he even got the warning, but with one small change. Training Field 13 is a densely wooded area with a lot of chakra spiders. It is recommended for level 12. The new timer was starting to count down. I think it has a timer that resets. It won't be back up for several days. I can see the warning, Naruto, Shikamaru said with a sigh. Then why don't you go to Training Field 11 or 12? Are they not too far away? Asked Choji. I'm game, said Shikamaru. Sure, Choji, show us the way, Naruto said. Not long after that, they came to an open field with a few trees and bushes here and there. Training Field 11 is an open field with few trees and bushes but a lot of tall grass that hides a lot of chakra rodents. Level 10 is recommended. Okay, did you all also see that sign? Yeah, so probably going to have chakra rats, maybe some rabbits and squirrels, Shikamaru said. I hate chakra squirrels, Choji said. Those nuts they throw hurt like hell. These little jerks sometimes get into my uncle's almond farm and have to be chased away. It's boring. Let's just see what we get, Naruto said, just as something bit him hard on the back of his ankle. Ow, you little fucker. He yelled, pulling out a kunai and slamming it into the head of the rat that bit him. Why do they always go for the ankles like that? Hey, it says I got express for that, Choji said, following the blue letters as they floated up and away with his finger. In the meantime, Naruto killed 4 more rats before they could sneak up on him or the others again. Don't just stand there, you idiots. Kill these thugs. So the killing started, and rat after rat died as they came one after the other. Then came the rat kings and queens. They kept coming, wave after wave of rats, until suddenly everything stopped. Okay, this is where the boss usually shows up, Naruto said, putting himself in a defensive position. Choji and Shikamaru took defensive positions near Naruto to look like him. It started out as a small tremor that shook the ground, but it grew quickly until it was hard to stay on their feet. Finally, about 10 meters ahead of them, the ground opened up and a giant rat came out. It was by far the ugliest rat Naruto had ever seen. It had horrible growths all over its body and places where its skin had been torn away to show flesh and bone. It also smelled terrible. Chakra Rat Abomination LVL 13. HP, 1200 CP, 500 500ths. The rare abomination is a creature whose chakra has changed so much that it now eats its own kind. These creatures are often called out when their food source is in danger. Is that regular? Asked Choji. For my life, yes it is, Naruto said. Are you guys ready? Not really, but let's kill it anyway, said Shikamaru. Tell me what to do, Shikamaru, Choji told Shikamaru. I'll try to hold it still for a minute, you two do as much damage as you can, said Shikamaru, whose shadow was already moving across the ground toward the big, ugly beast. Naruto smiled and pulled out a stack of explosive tags he had just made. Using Chakra Sprint, he moved quickly toward the beast and started putting one tag after another on its body while Choji was getting ready for his own jutsu. Choji said, Baika no Jutsu, and his body suddenly grew bigger. He then said, Nakuden Sensha, and started spinning quickly with kunai wrapped around him, making him look like a hedgehog on steroids. Naruto jumped away, and Choji suddenly ran toward the rat. Just as Choji got to it, the shadow that was holding it disappeared, letting Choji hit it full force in the face and shoulder, grinding into the beast and tearing away flesh, fur, and blood. The rat fell over, and Choji rolled over it and stopped just meters away. Naruto took advantage of the fact that the rat was down to set off the explosive tags. The series of explosions that followed was pretty cool, especially when one of them had a critical detonation that blew the rat's head clean off and sprayed paste all over the field. Wow, that was great! Naruto yelled in excitement. That was overkill, said Shikamaru. The level of teamwork has gone up by 1. The level of teamwork has gone up by 1. The level of your teammate Nara Shikamaru has gone up by 1. The level of your teammate Akamichi Choji has gone up by 1. Naruto was happy for his friends and told them, congratulations on leveling up. He then turned his attention to the decomposing body to see what kind of loot might drop on this guy. 1500 Ryo. That was it? That was all the rat had to give? Naruto groaned and split the money with Choji and Shikamaru. He kept his 500 and gave Choji and Shikamaru each 500. What is it? Asked Choji. The loot, Naruto said. Do these things give treasure? Money? Choji asked, his eyes wide with surprise. Yes, I don't know why, but I'm not going to ask. Cash is cash. Thanks, Choji said, then turned to see Shikamaru staring intently at something in the air in front of him. Hey, Shika, what are you looking at? Shikamaru said, I'm not sure what to do with my stat points. Tally marks? Do you mean we can use them on our own? So it seems, Shikamaru said. I doubt we'd be able to do the same if we weren't working with Naruto. Choji opened his own status page right away. Shikamaru told Choji, you should try to even out your stats a bit by raising your dex. What's going on? I'm also trying to raise my dex to make myself a bit more mobile in battle. I need more VIT and int, but I can get that through training, and so can you. Especially if we do it in a group like this, because then Naruto's game experience applies to us and our stats as well. We can both pick up about 14 points in almost everything. Choji did what Shikamaru told him to do and raised his dex. Really? That's kind of cool, he said. Do you want to try another training field? This one wasn't very good. It may have been bad, but it was a good way for me and Choji to learn, Shikamaru said. It gave us a good idea of what to expect if we work with you to clear more of these in the future. I think we should probably train more, get me and Choji to our level stat caps, and then go from there. You need some too, right? You did gain 3 levels yesterday, right? I'm good for whatever, Naruto said with a smile. One gives me more levels, which makes me stronger, and the other gives me more stats, which also makes me stronger. It's a win-win. Shikamaru led the group away, saying, alright, let's go back to the KSA training field. You've been to bed and slept there. HP and CP have plenty of space. Every day that week before the team assignments, Naruto, Shikamaru, and Choji trained together. It was the KSA training field every day from morning to night, where they worked hard on their skills and rested their bodies. Naruto had actually reached the top of a few skills once more. Chakra Sprint, active, max CP 20. You can get a quick burst of speed by strengthening your leg muscles with chakra. When active, running speed gets an extra plus 40. LV max passive trap. Every shinobi needs to know how to set traps. Depending on the situation, they are used to surprise and confuse both friends and enemies. They work just as well for fun as they do for killing. Passively makes traps 20% more effective. Passively, traps do 20% more damage. Passively makes traps 20% easier to place. Even though Naruto was really excited to work on the 2 kinjutsu he learned, he didn't do much with them. He just didn't have time because he was training with his friends all the time. Naruto was also disappointed that they didn't have any more training grounds. Naruto was really irritated by both of them. He reached his limit in just 2 days, but he stayed with them longer to get their points instead of clearing training fields for experience and levels. The most important change, though, was that Shikamaru's status was no longer lazy genius. It was changed to just say, genius, and the -1 to Dex, STR, and VIT was taken away. His WIS gain per level was also doubled. As if that wasn't enough, it all gave him a 25% boost to all skill experience gains. It really irritated Naruto quite a bit. Choji had worked hard and was surprised by how much he had improved in just 1 week while working with Naruto. It shouldn't have been possible, but it happened. He was stronger, faster, and better at what he did than when the week started. On the bright side, Naruto did go to the library and borrow a few books about elemental chakra so he could try to find out the answers to the old man's questions. He did, however, find some fuinjutsu formulas that he could learn while he was there. In that way, he did find a way to cheat. He found that if he read the book slowly, he could learn the skill without destroying the book. However, this only seemed to work for formulas, like those in cooking and fuinjutsu. It did slow things down, but it still worked fine. He also took the time to put fuin on his gear to make it better, which was pretty cool. Still, he was now ready to be put on a team, or at least as ready as he could be, taking everything into account. So, here he was, looking at the level notices above the heads of his classmates. Most of them had gotten stronger in the week since he had graduated. Naruto was a little sad to see that Sakura hadn't gotten any stronger in probably more than a month. Of course, Sasuke was much stronger, which made him even more angry. Still, besides Sasuke, Naruto and Shino both had the same level in class. Iruka came to class with some bandages from his injuries from the week before, but he looked much better than the last time Naruto had seen him. Congratulations to all of you for making it this far. After today, you will all take your first real steps as shinobi for Konoha. I expect all of you to serve with pride and honor. Trust your comrades, protect them, and let them protect you equally. Today, you will all be put into 3-man teams with a Junin sensei. Please listen carefully for your name and the names of your teammates. Naruto watched as Iruka put the different teams together. So far, all of the students below level 9 have been put together, which Naruto thought was a bit strange. Then someone called his name. Team 7, Uzumaki Naruto, Haruno Sakura, and Uchiha Sasuke, he said. Naruto's head slammed loudly into his desk. Even though he tried hard to be friends with Sakura, she almost hated him. Sasuke put up with him, but he was a jerk. I didn't like it. Team 8, Hyuga Hinata, Aburame Shino, and Inuzuka Kiba, called Iruka. Naruto was now paying attention. 3 people from well-known clans were on the same team, but more importantly, they were all level 9 or higher. 3 students on Team 9 were still below level 9, so he called Team 10. Team 10, Narashikamaru, Akamichi Choji, and Yamanaka Ino. That was the end of it for Naruto. For some reason, these teams were set. Naruto could see that 3 of these teams were much stronger than the other 7. But why, and did Shikamaru see the same thing he did? If he did, Naruto couldn't ask when a big man who looked like a bear walked into the classroom. Team 10, you're with me, he said while holding an unlit cigarette at the corner of his mouth. As usual, Shikamaru complained, but he went with Choji and Ino out of the room to follow their teacher. After that, the teachers for teams 1, 4, and 9 came with their students. Team 8, Please come with me, said a beautiful woman with exotic red eyes who was also a Junin. Naruto watched as all of the other students went to their different teachers. Soon, only Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Iruka, who was cleaning his desk, were left. Oh, Naruto, before I forget. Iruka put away the last of his papers and got up to leave. The Hokage wants to see you after you meet your new sensei, he said. Okay, Iruka-sensei, said Naruto. Thanks. No problem, see you all around, he said as he finally left. Sakura asked, why is our sensei always so late? Naruto gave a shrug. Maybe he's coming from a mission or something, he said. I wasn't asking you, Naruto, snapped Sakura. Naruto was a little down. There's no need to be so rude to me. Now that we're on the same team, we have to work together and get along, he said while pouting. Just don't get in my way, Sasuke said in a harsh tone. Yeah, don't get in our way, Sakura repeated. That's especially true for you, Sasuke told Sakura as he glared at her. You have even less strength than he does. Dude, not cool, said Naruto. I get that you're a badass, but you don't have to be an ass, too. Sasuke grunted and turned away to look out the window. Naruto decided that now would be a good time to use observe on his teammates. Name: Uchiha Sasuke. Genin, plus 10 points added to the amount of experience gained. Level: LV19 next level, 12.45%. Belongs to Konoha. HP: 700/700ths. CP: 740/740ths. STR: 45. VIT: 70. Dex: 76. Int: 74. Whis: 46. Luck: 1. Status: Unawakened Sharingan, plus 2, Dex, plus 3, Int, and plus 1 Whis per level. Avenger, plus 25% to all stats when attacking Uchiha Itachi. Firebug, minus 15% cost to Kaiden Jutsu, plus 10 damage to Kaiden Jutsu. Sasuke Uchiha is the last loyal member of the infamous Uchiha clan to still be alive. They are known for their Sharingan Dujutsu, which has helped them do well as shinobi. His past is so clouded by the pain and suffering of losing his family that revenge is all he has left. Name: Haruno Sakura. Genin, plus 10 points added to the amount of experience gained. Level: LV9 next level, 84.56. HP: 300/300ths. CP: 250/250ths. STR: 10. VIT: 30. Dex: 20. Int: 100. Whis: 150. Luck: 8. Status: Perfect Control, plus 15 Whis per level. All jutsu cost 50% less. Fangirl: experience gain is cut by 25%, and bonus stat gains are cut by 50%. Smart About Books, plus 10 Int per level, minus 75% carbon monophosphide, plus 25% more skill experience, and plus 10 Int per level. The smartest person in class is Haruno Sakura. She is very smart, but she is not very good at sports. She is crazy about Uchiha Sasuke and is in a fierce competition with Yamanaka Ino for his love. No matter how much he wants to deny it, Sasuke is strong, really strong, stronger than Tenten, who easily kicked his behind all those months ago. On the other hand, Sakura was very weak, no matter how much he wished he could say otherwise. She didn't seem to care much about training. And being a fangirl was going to stop her from getting better more than anything else. But that raised an entirely new question. How the hell was he going to fix it? Could he even make it go away? Naruto put all of that aside for now because his sensei was due to arrive any minute. But when any minute now turned out to be another hour, everything changed. That's it, this guy's getting pranked, Naruto said loudly, his temper finally reaching a boiling point. Sakura, do you have any sparkles? What? Why should it sparkle? What kind of a question is that? She asked, making it clear that she was upset. I'll take that as a yes, can I have some of it? He asked, putting his hand out to her. Sakura frowned, then reached into the pouch on her hip and pulled out a small glass bottle full of the sparkly crap. I've been saving this for. I won't use all of it because I only need a little, Naruto said as he took the bottle. Naruto walked over to the chalkboard and grabbed an eraser. He then ran the eraser down the edge, picking up as much chalk dust as he could. Next, Naruto walked to the door and pulled a chair up next to it. He then used the eraser to jam the door shut. Then Naruto carefully opened the bottle of glitter so he wouldn't get any on himself and poured a little of it on top of the eraser. Naruto put the bottle's cap back on and gave it back to Sakura. He then went back to his seat feeling very happy with himself. You know he won't respond to that, right? Well, he is a Junin, Sakura said, looking at him with doubt. Maybe, Naruto said, but I bet it's more likely to work because he won't expect something so simple. Naruto made Sakura's eyes narrow. Okay, what do you say? Naruto blinked more than once in shock. He hadn't thought that Sakura would bet on it, but she did. Really? You want to make a wager? Okay, let's see. Oh, I see now. You have to train with me this afternoon on training field 11 after I see the old man. And if I win, you can never ask me out on a date again, Sakura said, pleased with the idea that he might leave her alone if she won. Deal, Naruto said, and he put out his hand to her. Sakura shook his hand and then sat down to eagerly watch and wait. After another hour of waiting, that eagerness to see what would happen faded. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I hope I lose the bet, Sakura said, making Naruto laugh. Naruto's attention was drawn to the door by the sliding of the door, where he saw a man with gray hair that defied gravity stick his head in just in time to see the eraser hit his head and explode in a cloud of chalk and glitter. Naruto smiled like he had won. My first impression of you guys is that I really hate you. Is that glitter? He asked out of the blue. Yep, said Naruto. Don't be late again, or things will get worse. I might kill, he said. He tried to brush the chalk and glitter away with his hand, but it just spread. Anyway, meet me on the roof, he said. A moment later, he was gone, leaving only leaves and glitter in his wake. Sakura finally laughed, which turned into a giggle that Naruto soon joined. Idiots, Sasuke muttered as he stood up and walked out the door. Sakura stopped laughing right away and ran after Sasuke like a little puppy who had gotten lost. A few seconds later, Naruto stopped laughing when he saw that he was the only one in the room. He ran quickly to catch up with the rest of his team and join them on the roof. Up in the air, Naruto saw his sensei sitting on a railing and reading a small orange book that he had seen many times before. When Naruto saw it, he couldn't help the smile that came to his face. The man said, "Take a seat," but he didn't look up from his book. Naruto and his group sat down on a rooftop bench across from the man. The man didn't say anything and just turned the page of his book every once in a while. After a while, he finally put the book down. So, let's start by getting to know each other, he said. Sakura asked, what do you want to know? Oh, you know, likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams for the future, that kind of thing, he said. Sakura said, why don't you go first? Show us how it's done. My name is Hitaki Kakashi. What I like and dislike is private. Dreams for the future. I enjoy a lot of things. All we knew was his name, Naruto and Sakura said with a straight face. You go, Pinky, he said. My name is Haruno Sakura, and what I like is... She paused to look at Sasuke and giggle. My dream. She paused again and laughed harder. And dislikes? Naruto, she said in a harsh voice. Really? Naruto asked, looking at her with disappointment. Go ahead, Blondie, said Kakashi. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like ramen, especially Ichiraku ramen. I don't like how instant ramen or chakra rats take 3 minutes to make, you stupid pricks. My favorite things to do are pull jokes on people and train with my friends Shikamaru and Choji. My goal is to become Hokage and be known by everyone. Alright, and finally, Broody. My name is Uchiha Sasuke, and it doesn't matter what I like or don't like. I don't have a dream, I just want to kill a certain man. I know your brother is a jerk for what he did, but man, you really need to take a fucking pill or something. That can't be good for you, Naruto said with wide eyes. Sasuke gave Naruto an angry look right away, and his mouth almost opened wide. What in the hell would an orphan like you know about loss? As much or more than you shithead, Naruto growled. At least you had family. The night I was born, my family was killed, leaving me with a burden you could never understand. So don't worry about things you don't know. Ma, that's enough, both of you, Kakashi said, putting himself between them in case something went wrong. HN, grunted Sasuke, looking away. Naruto narrowed his eyes, but he didn't keep making fun of the jerk. Now that we've said hello, let's get down to business. Tomorrow at 6 a.m., meet me at Training Field 7. We'll do something just the four of us. Sakura looked nervously between Sasuke and Naruto and asked, "What are we doing, sensei?" "Survival training," he simply answered. "But we did that in the academy," Naruto said. "Ah, but you'll have to survive against me this time," he said. "What? Why?" Naruto was so shocked and angry that he almost yelled. "Well, you're not quite genin yet, you see. You still have to pass one more test." Naruto asked, "What do you mean?" "Yeah, so what was the point of the graduation exam then?" Sakura asked. "That was just to see if I had what it takes to be a genin," he said. "Anyway, I'll see everyone in the morning. Also, don't eat breakfast because you might throw up." The man then disappeared, leaving behind more leaves and sparkles. "What a jerk," Naruto grumbled, making a frown on his face. He gave a single huff and then turned to look at Sakura. "Okay, so I have to go see the Hokage, and then we can go to Training Field 11. "What?" asked Sakura. "Hell no, I'm not going with you anywhere." "So you're going to back out of our bet? This is training. It's not like I asked you out on a date." Sakura looked angry. "Okay, but if you hit on me even once, I'll kick you in the behind." "Don't worry about that, and now let's go." Before she followed Naruto to the Hokage's office, Sakura frowned again. Name: Uzumaki Naruto. The Gamer's Class. Genin, plus 10 points added to the amount of experience gained. Level: LV15 next level, 32.43%. Belongs to Konoha. HP: 2346-2346. CP: 2161-2161. STR: 33, 20.30. VIT: 36, 28.60. Dex: 33, 20.30. Int: 51, 15.10. Wis: 33, 6.60. Luck: Def: 112, 28.00. SPD: 10, 37.65. Status: Uzumaki, plus 10, Vit, plus 10, Int, plus 50% experience to Fuinjutsu. Skill: Kyuubi Jinchuriki, plus 100 HP and plus 100 CP per level. Prankster, minus 5% reputation gain, plus 5% experience to Trap. Skill, plus 5% experience to Stealth. Skill. Uzumaki Naruto is the last person to graduate this year. He got a low grade because he couldn't make a basic bunshin. After the test, Naruto showed his worth by stopping a traitor and learning 2A rank Kinjutsu. And finally, he has some answers about his past, but there are still a lot of questions. Who are his parents? What did the Kyuubi do to get away? Point 5. Ryo, 12,050. Skills for the workplace. Fuinjutsu, active, LV8 EXP 45.00% carbon monophosphide, 20. You can use this professional skill to make seals that you can use to improve your gear, make explosives, or just put things away for later. Kabaku Fuda Grade 1, an explosive tag of low quality. Stats: 15 to 35 explosive damage, 5 meter explosive radius. Grade 1 Storage Scroll, a storage scroll that isn't very good. Up to 20 kilograms of stuff can fit. Plus 15 def to chest. A make your gear better by adding 15 points of defense. Plus 30 def to chest. A make your gear better by adding 30 points of defense. Plus 2 dex to forearm. Make your gear better by adding 2 points of dexterity to it. Plus 2 wis to forearm. Add 2 points of wisdom to your gear to make it better. Plus 2 STR to forearm. Make your gear better by adding 2 points of strength to it. Plus 2 dex to shin. Make your gear better by adding 2 points of dexterity to it. Plus 2 STR to shin. Make your gear better by adding 2 points of strength to it. Plus 2 wis to shin. Make your gear better by adding 2 points of wisdom to it. Plus 10 SPD to feet. Improve your gear by 10 points by adding 10 points of speed. Plus 20 Vit to legs. Improve your gear by 20 points by adding 20 more points of vitality. Plus 20 Int to legs. Make your gear better by adding 20 points of intelligence to it. Naruto yelled, "Hey, old man. as he walked into the Hokage's office. "Why the hell did you put this Junin on my team?" "Oh, is there a problem, Naruto-kun?" he asked, grinning a little at how nice the room felt when the boy walked in. "Where do I begin?" First, he was almost 3 hours late. Then, he walked right into a trap. Then, he told us to meet him on the roof, and when we got there, he was reading porn right in front of us. If I were sensitive to that kind of thing, I'd be very offended. What happens if he does that in front of a client? That makes sense. Is there anything else? He is a lazy perverted sensei. What does that mean? No, but I'm sure you'll tell me. 50% teaching effectiveness and 25% teaching experience. Do you know how bad that really is? I guess you used observe on him, right? Of course, Naruto said. He's almost all questions, but at least it was able to give me his status boosts. Did you know that he is also a Sharingan and a lazy genius? Oh, I see. So, Kakashi-kun, what do you think of this? Asked the old man as he looked over Naruto's shoulder. When he saw Naruto stand as still as a statue, he couldn't help but laugh. Naruto moved his head automatically to look over his shoulder and saw that his sensei was reading porn. Did Naruto say something? He said. Kakashi, you know he did, said Hiruzen, glaring a little at Kakashi. Naruto-kun, could you tell me the whole story about Kakashi? What did you say? Of course, he's your Junin sensei, so he needs to know about your skills. What if I didn't want to tell him? Naruto asked with a frown. Also, he still has a chance to fail me tomorrow, doesn't he? I guess that's true, Sarutobi said, rubbing his chin. Anyway, give me his full status, if you please. Fine, Naruto said with a growl. He was very angry about the whole thing. It wasn't the Hokage's secret to tell anyone he wanted. Name: Hitaki Kakashi. The name: Junin. Level: LV. Next level. Belongs to Konoha. HP. CP. STR. VIT. Dex. Int. Wis. Luck. Status: Sharingan, +2, Dex, +3, Int, +1 Wis per level, Lazy Genius, +5, Wis per level, -1 STR, -1 VIT, -1 Dex, Lazy Perverted Sensei, -50% effectiveness in teaching, -25% experience in teaching skills. Hitaki Kakashi is a lazy pervert who has no interest in teaching but does it anyway because he feels obligated to his dead teammates and sensei. He is famous for having a single Sharingan eye and claiming to have copied over 1,000 jutsu because of it. Now, are you happy? Naruto asked, giving the old man and Kakashi dirty looks. The old man said, "Thank you very much, Naruto-kun," and then he looked at Kakashi to see what he thought. Naruto-kun has a great mind, Kakashi said in a condescending way. That's an interesting point of view. Unfortunately for you, I agree with what he said. So, you have a month to change. If you are still lazy at the end of the month, I can promise you that you won't like the punishment. Kakashi looked up from his book and seemed to study the old man, trying to figure out if what he was saying was true. Unfortunately, there was no lie in what the man said, so Kakashi put his book back and sighed. So, Kakashi-kun, from now on you will be on time. The old man pushed a few pages of paper to the edge of his desk and said, "I'm sure you've taught all of your students to follow these rules." Kakashi didn't want to take the pages because he was afraid of what they would say. These books? You will buy them and give them to your students. Of course, you will get paid back, just like all the other Junin are expected to do the same. You will help them find a good style of taijutsu and teach them the basics of chakra control. If they are ready and able, you will also help them figure out which element they are most like. You will be in charge of and watch over their physical fitness. As a Junin instructor, these are your most important jobs. This is not up for discussion. Both you and your students will have to meet the standards. Can I still test them again tomorrow? Test them, Sarutobi said. Make them earn their spots as genin. But if they pass, I expect you to follow the guild rules, which you've probably been told every time you've been put on a team you haven't passed. Well, I've never beaten a team before, and I don't think I will start now. Just you wait, we'll pass, Naruto said, giving his own opinion. I don't get it, Kakashi said as he put the pages back in the Hokage's hands and disappeared in a swirl of leaves and glitter. Glitter, Naruto? The old man asked, trying not to laugh. It worked, Naruto said. Alright, you can go, said Sarutobi. Great, I'm going to the training field. Just be careful. I will, I'm just putting Sakura-chan through the first level. Trying to show her things. Hey, do you know how to get rid of, fangirl? That is a dangerous thing to even try to cure, Sarutobi said, suddenly looking a little pale. How dangerous are we talking here? It would mean putting her in touch with a few kunoichi who would break her in a way that she might never get over. The other option is to let her get older and outgrow it, Sarutobi said. Oh well, she might not live long enough to get over it, Naruto said in a serious tone. I'll talk to some people, and if you pass your test tomorrow, I'll arrange for her to meet some people. Thanks, Gigi. Get out of here, you brat. Naruto smiled and waved as he walked away. What took you so long? Demanded Sakura. Naruto rolled his eyes, but he still answered. Kakashi-sensei showed up, and Gigi yelled at him. Are you all set? This isn't a date, right? She asked with a frown. You're not trying to trick me into going on a romantic picnic, are you? That's not a bad idea, but this is not the place to do it. In fact, bringing food to this training field could make things a lot worse. Alright, let's go already and get this over with, I have plans for tonight, she said in a gruff voice. Naruto said, okay, let's go, and led her to the training field. As soon as they got there, Naruto took out a bunch of weapons and threw them all over the field behind Sakura. This made her jump and run toward Naruto to hit him. Naruto moved out of the way of Sakura's swing and cut in half a rat that had jumped after her. Sakura turned to hit Naruto again, but the rat that had been cut in half fell out of the sky. Naruto told the chakra rats to arm themselves and fight. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, he said, and 20 copies of himself with kunai appeared. When something bit the back of Sakura's ankle and made her cry out in pain, she turned white and pulled a pair of kunai by herself. Damned ankle biters, Naruto said as he stabbed the one that bit her. You have to watch the ground as well as the air. Now comes the next wave. Sakura turned around to see Naruto fighting another wave of rats, including some bigger ones that were half as big as she was. She was shocked to see Naruto and his clones fighting them so fiercely. It was hard to believe that the boy she thought was the worst, the one who always asked her out on dates, was now protecting her. It showed how far apart they were. Sakura-chan, stop staring off into space and start fighting, or you're going to get really hurt, Naruto told her. A moment later, one of the bigger rats bit him, and he burst into smoke. It got her out of her funk, and she started helping Naruto kill rat after rat. They must have killed 100 rats that afternoon. Sakura was definitely breathing hard and feeling tired from all the fighting. When the last rat died, she fell to her knees, gasping for air. She'd never felt so tired in her life. Okay, here comes the big one, Naruto said. He wasn't as tired or hurt as Sakura, but he still looked like he had been through a lot. Big one? What are you talking about? She yelled in anger. Then the ground started to shake. Naruto took out a stack of explosive tags and showed them to Sakura. I'm going to annoy it and keep its attention on me, he said. You need to put all of those tags on it while I do that. Understand? Sakura took the tags and gave an exhausted nod. The biggest, ugliest rat Sakura had ever seen came out of the ground a moment later. When she saw it, she was almost ready to throw up her lunch, and she probably would have if she'd bothered to eat one today. Naruto ran faster than anyone Sakura had ever seen before. Come on, you ugly piece of trash. I killed your food, so I can kill you too. I killed your brother the other day. He was just as ugly as you, but he smelled better, Naruto teased. The rat's eyes turned red, and it ran at Naruto in anger. Sakura saw her chance and ran forward, putting tags on every open space she could see. As she went around behind the thing, she had to dodge several wild swings of its tail before she could get to the other side. With her last tag on, she jumped clear. It's clear, Naruto. Naruto jumped back to give Sakura the time she needed to get away. Katsu. She yelled, putting her chakra into the tags to make them explode in a big bang. When the smoke cleared, the rat looked much angrier, but it was missing 2 legs and half of its face. Naruto yelled, "Kage Buki no Jutsu," and threw the 2 kunai he was holding. Sakura was confused when the 2 kunai Naruto threw turned into hundreds of kunai that kept stabbing the rat until it died. She was also confused when the rat quickly broke down, leaving behind a pile of ryo. "It still has money?" she asked, confused and relieved at the same time. "Must have eaten it at some point, or eaten someone who had it in their pocket," Naruto said with a shrug as he picked up the money and cut it in half. "Here's your half," he said, handing her the other half. "Thanks," Sakura said, still puzzled. "Do they always break down that quickly?" "From what I've seen, the chakra mutation makes them unstable or something," Naruto said. "Oh," said Sakura when Naruto finally gave her the money. "Well, that thing coming into the area means that no more will come for a while. We should take you to the hospital to get treated for those bites," Naruto said, pointing to the small bite marks around her ankles and down her arms. "Now that you say it, I feel a little weak," Sakura said. "Don't worry, we'll take care of you now," Naruto told her as he put his arm around her and she put hers around his shoulders. As he said he would, Naruto took her to the hospital, where she was given an antidote for the chakra rat poison and bandages for the bites. After an hour in the hospital, the two were back on the streets. "So, did you have fun?" Naruto asked, grinning even though he was sure she would hit him for asking. He did find it strange that she didn't hit him. "It wasn't fun," she whispered, looking down. "It wasn't fun at all. They were so many, and they kept coming and coming. You just kept fighting until I couldn't fight anymore. You knew what to do, but I didn't. We had no idea what we were doing, and those were just rats. What will it be like when we face Shinobi? I'm not sure if I can do this." The early evening air was filled with the sound of a slap. "Don't ever doubt yourself in front of me again," Naruto told him. "You did your job, you covered my back like a teammate should, and you learned something from it. So we can train and get experience outside of missions and basic training, there are fields like that. We're now working together, so I'll help you get stronger too." "Thanks, Naruto," Sakura sniffed a few times. "Maybe you're not so annoying after all. So, does that mean you'll take me out on a date?" She told him, not a chance, and this time she hit him in the head. "So much for that goodwill," Naruto groaned as he slowly got back up on his feet. Sakura crossed her arms and said, "You get what you deserve." All of her worries seemed to be gone. "Anyway, I'm going to get some food and then maybe buy some new gear at Higarashi's." "I don't see Kakashi-sensei taking it easy on us," said Naruto. "Yeah, my arms and ankles might also need better protection," said Sakura. "Yeah, he has good things. If you want, I'll even add some enhancement fuin to them for you," Naruto said. "When did you learn fuinjutsu or enhancement fuin? It's something new. Are you up for it?" he asked once more. "Yeah, I guess, but this isn't a date," she said, trying again to make it clear that she would not be going on a date with Naruto. "Sure, let's go," Naruto said as he started walking toward Ichiraku. Sakura shook her head. Her teammate was a fool, but at least he could be counted on. A moment later, she ran to catch up with him. "You've slept in your bed, and both your HP and CP are now fully stored." Naruto got out of bed and did his morning routine before sitting down to eat breakfast. It didn't take him long to get out the door and meet up with the rest of the team. Naruto got there a few minutes early, but he was still the last one there. Sasuke was leaning against one of the 3 training posts, looking bored out of his mind but not tired or sluggish. Sakura, on the other hand, looked a bit tired, and it was clear that the day before had worn her out. Still, her new forearm and shin protectors looked pretty cool, and Naruto should know because he helped her pick them out and put. So Naruto sat on one of the posts and waited, and waited, and waited, and waited some more. "Sakura-chan, do you still have any sparkles?" asked Naruto. "What are we doing?" she asked, looking like she wanted to help him. "Since he's always late, even though Gigi told him to be on time from now on, I say we set as many traps as we can in the field. He said we had to outlive him, but now he has to worry about outliving us," Naruto said with a sly grin. "Teme, we'll need your help with this." Sasuke frowned, then gave his assent a nod. "Okay, Sasuke, you and I will set the traps. Sakura, can you draw them as we do it?" "Capture or kill?" asked Sasuke. "Capture most of the time, But if you have to kill, do it in a non-lethal way, like with glitter, Naruto told them, giggling a little at the idea of glitter. Sasuke nodded and walked out into the field. Naruto turned around and went the other way. After an hour, they got back together and went over the map that Sakura made by watching the two of them. Since Kakashi hadn't arrived yet, they had time to learn it. About an hour before noon, Kakashi finally got there. He came in a cloud of leaves and completely avoided the traps he didn't know were there. "You're late." Naruto and Sakura both yelled. Ma, he said, not looking up from his porno, "I ran into this little old lady who needed help with her groceries." "Liar," the two people said. "Prove it," he told them. Naruto said, "I'm going to tell Gigi you were late because I was there when he told you to be on time from now on." "Oh, but he told me I could test you, didn't he?" "Part of the test is when I get there." "That's why you told us not to eat," Sakura said, realizing what was going on. "You did a good job of getting to the bottom of things," Kakashi said. Both Sasuke and Sakura gave him a dirty look. "I'm still telling Gigi that he might believe your story or he might not." "Anyway, we're wasting daylight here," Kakashi said, setting an alarm clock on one of the training posts. "You have until noon to get a bell from me, or you'll be sent back to the academy. Quest alert. Pass the well-known bell test to get on the team. Meet Kakashi's needs to pass his test of survival. Award for completion, 20,000 express. Open up daily quests. Get access to D-rank missions. Completion failure, 2,000 express. End shinobi career." Naruto blinked a few times when he saw the quest message. Again, he couldn't turn it down because the button was grayed out, so he clicked accept and prepared himself for the worst. "But there are only 2 bells, said Sakura, pointing to the 2 bells Kakashi was holding. "So there are. I guess that means one of you will definitely have to go back to the academy, doesn't it?" Naruto frowned, but instead of waiting for a sign to start, he threw a bunch of shuriken at Kakashi quickly. Kakashi didn't even flinch when he saw the shuriken coming at him, since they were all off. "Kage Buki no Jutsu!" Naruto yelled, sending out a huge amount of chakra all at once. Kakashi's one eye grew wider when, all of a sudden, the few shuriken turned into hundreds of them. Naruto narrowed his eyes as he looked at the broken log and a few of the original shuriken that were still there. "Okay, so he likes Kawarimi. Before we try hitting him, we need to stop him from moving," Naruto said. "Don't get in my way," Sasuke said in a low voice as he went his own way. "Moron," Naruto said as he looked at Sakura and saw that she was also gone. "You've got to be fucking kidding me." "Well, Naruto, it looks like you're alone now, doesn't it?" Kakashi asked, leaning against a post behind Naruto. Naruto used chakra reinforcement and chakra sprint right away to quickly close in on the Junin. Lesson 1, Taijutsu, Kakashi said as he easily avoided Naruto's first swing, kick, and uppercut. Even as Naruto was attacking him, he took out his porno and started reading it. The man got behind Naruto without him knowing how. "Senin Garashi," he said, pointing his fingers straight at Naruto's behind. Naruto dodged the punch and shot into the air, but he broke into glitter and confetti when he hit the ground. Kakashi frowned when he saw the sparkles. "Do you know how long it took me yesterday to get rid of that glitter?" "Not as long as it will be today," Naruto said. He was behind Kakashi this time, ready to give the jerk teacher an enema of his own. When Naruto poked forward, he heard a loud crunch as his finger hit a very strong log. After that, Naruto cursed long and loudly, but he quickly got back on his feet because Kakashi was now very upset with his possible student. Naruto had to use his clones to Kawarimi himself several times just to keep himself from getting hurt badly. Naruto was eventually able to find a place to hide and think while Kakashi went after his other teammates. That was strange, though. Naruto had met Team Guy, a 3-person cell with a Junin instructor, no matter how strange he and his mini-clone were. It made this test seem strange. If Team Guy was made up of 3 people and a Junin, why would Kakashi try to get rid of at least one of them automatically? Also, how could a level 15 or even a level 19 person fight someone with? For a level? As Naruto just found out, the answer is that they can't. "It's a trick," Naruto said finally. Naruto finally figured out that he was trying to make them fight each other and fail by doing so. The real goal was for them to put their own needs aside and work as a team. "Now to find my team," Naruto muttered as he tried to remember where each of them had gone. Naruto found them in the end. Sasuke was buried up to his neck, and Sakura had passed out just a few feet from him. "Stop laughing and dig me out, you doby," Sasuke told him. "Why should I? It's not like you're going to share the bells with me, and if anything, this gets you out of my way," Naruto said angrily. He had to choose his words carefully because he wanted Sasuke to think he had found out what the test was really about. "You didn't do any better than me," Sasuke said angrily. "So what? He's very strong. He's a Junin. What did you expect? Like any genin can beat him. Maybe you haven't noticed, but he made the test to fail us on purpose. No one can pass it." "No one," Sasuke muttered after a moment of thought. The happy feeling didn't last long, though, because the next second he was growling and angry. "I'll kill that bad, dirty son of a whore." Naruto asked, "What's got you so worked up?" "It's all a Kami damned trick. That jerk did it to set us against each other from the start," Sasuke said angrily. "Get me out of here, we all have to go after him at the same time." Finally, Naruto said with a smile as he took out a kunai to start freeing his teammate. "You figured it out already? Then why did you say I was getting in your way? Be honest, if I just told you, would you have believed me?" "No, I wouldn't have," Sasuke answered truthfully. "And I probably won't in the future. You're the doby for a reason, and just because you were right this one time doesn't mean you'll be right ever again. So after we try to pass this test as a team, I expect you to keep your mouth shut and stay out of my way." After that short speech from the Teme, Naruto had to take a few deep breaths to calm down. Even harder was not stabbing him by accident with the kunai he was using to dig him out. "You're out. Now you can wake up Sakura and tell her what's going on, you great and fearless leader." He spat at her. He grunted, then walked over to the girl and pushed her with his foot. "Sass. Sasuke-kun." She mumbled at first, but then she jumped up and hugged the boy very quickly. "Get off," was all he said. When Sakura realized what she was doing, she quickly let go of Sasuke and took a step away from him while she blushed wildly. Sakura asked, "What happened? Are you okay? We don't have time for this, so we're going to work together to fight him." "But why?" Sakura asked. "Because it was all a trick, shut up and do what I say," Sasuke said in a cold voice. Naruto really wanted to punch Sasuke in the face and kill him, but he didn't because of the test. Sasuke made a very simple plan. Naruto would attack from close range, while Sakura would hit the man from a distance. This would let Sasuke sneak in and steal the bells. Hell no, don't take this the wrong way, but that plan fucking sucks. I don't mind going head to head with Kakashi-sensei, but asking Sakura to provide support from a distance is epically stupid. She doesn't have the speed or strength for it, but you do, and you can use Kaden Jutsu from a distance. Are you challenging my authority? Sasuke asked. Fuck yeah, I am. You're an arrogant jackass who will take the bells and keep them for himself, if for no other reason than to try to set yourself up with just you and Kakashi to get the two of us sent back to the academy. So Sakura will take the bells, you and I will provide support from a distance, and I'll keep his attention. Naruto turned and moved to attack their waiting sensei. Sakura, you will do what I say, Sasuke told her. Sakura had a moment where she looked uncertain. She knew Naruto's plan was better, but she also knew Sasuke wouldn't like it if she agreed with him. On the other hand, she couldn't help but think Naruto might have been right when he said Sasuke was trying to take advantage of both of them. She also remembered that Naruto had tried to help her the day before, while Sasuke had just told her not to get in his way. I'm sorry, Sasuke-kun, but Naruto's plan is better. He's right, I'm not fast enough or strong enough to provide good support from a distance. Sasuke sneered. You'll do what I say, he said, and then he walked away to get ready to steal the bells as planned. Sakura frowned, but she went along with Sasuke's plan to do her part. When Naruto fought Kakashi-sensei, he was very angry. From the way Sakura was helping from afar, it was clear that she had given in to Sasuke's pressure. So, when Naruto saw Sasuke running onto the field without trying to be sneaky, he was half tempted to move and block his way, but passing this test was more important, so he kept Kakashi's attention. Sasuke grabbed the bells and ran out of the clearing on the other side. Not even 2 minutes later, the test was over because the alarm went off. Good job, you got the bells, Kakashi told him. Who will you give the other bell to, Sasuke-kun? Neither of them deserve it. She's weak and he's stupid. They'll both just slow me down, so they should both be sent back to the academy. I see, said Kakashi. Well, then, I have good news. None of you will have to go back to the academy. I'm taking you all out of the shinobi program for good. What? I have the bells, so you have to pass me, Sasuke told him. The only reason you got the bells was because Naruto and Sakura kept me busy while you stole them like a thief in the night. Wasn't that your plan the whole time? I watched you plan. I saw how Naruto tricked you into realizing that the test wasn't what you thought it was. Then I saw how you made a plan to hurt Naruto and Sakura so you could get the glory. Then, when Naruto found out, you forced your plan on Sakura, who didn't want to do it because she didn't want to hurt the feelings of the boy she likes. Naruto is the only one of you who deserves a chance, but because he is too young, I have to kick him out. Congratulations to everyone for putting on such a great show of total failure. Naruto said, pass Sasuke and Sakura, drop me, but pass them, hoping that it would save them. No, pass Sasuke-kun and Naruto, they did the most, Sakura said. Anything to say, Sasuke? Asked Kakashi, noticing that the third team member was still keeping quiet. Just fail them both and pass me, it's that easy. I'm the last Uchiha, and if you fail me, I'll take you to the council and charge you with being lazy. Oh, Sasuke, you say such stupid things. The council doesn't care about you one bit. They let you stay because you have a Sharingan. It doesn't matter to them if you're a shinobi or not as long as you have kids to bring back to your clan. They have never cared if you killed Itachi and they never will. Right now, you're just breeding stock in their eyes, because you haven't done anything to show them otherwise. Then screw it, let's all go. We figured out your test, and we worked together to get the bells. That should be enough for you, Sasuke said, finally showing a small crack in his armor. I'll give you all one more chance to prove to me you deserve to be Genin, he said. Then he suddenly vanished and reappeared, grabbing Naruto by the throat and slamming him into one of the training posts, which knocked Naruto out for a moment. He quickly tied Naruto to the post. Then he put down 2 lunchboxes and said, we'll keep going after lunch. You two can eat, but don't feed Naruto, or else. As Naruto started to wake up, he coughed and hacked a few times. That was some bullshit, he moaned in pain. Just shut up, said Sasuke. If you hadn't been such a selfish jerk, we wouldn't even be in this situation, Naruto said. Stop fighting, both of you, Sakura told them. This is all of our faults. How am I to blame for any of this? Asked Naruto. You antagonize Sasuke-kun every chance you get. He has no reason to work with you. Naruto frowned. It was true that he often made Sasuke angry, but that guy was a jerk and really did it to himself. Fine, Naruto said, I did make him angry. You're finally admitting you're better than them, snarled Sasuke. Stop doing that, too. You're good, Sasuke-kun, but you don't have to keep telling us how good you are. And the way you act like a little lost puppy is so much better. You don't deserve to be a kunoichi. Shut up, you jackass. Other than Shikamaru, she's probably the smartest person in our graduating class. She has a lot of potential, which is more than I can say about you. Yes, you work hard and know more than the rest of us, but you're also rude and so focused on being an Avenger that you've missed everything else going on around you. This makes you a poor excuse for a shinobi. Like you're one to talk, Dobi. Always yelling and playing stupid games. You can't even do a basic bunshin. I can't do a bunshin because I have more chakra than everyone else in the class put together. If you look at our graduation scores, I did better than you on the tests of physical fitness and just a little worse on the tests of weapons and taijutsu. That made Sasuke's eyes get bigger. I was dead last only because the stupid, useless nonsense was worth so much on the test.
So stop acting like such an egotistical jerk to us.
Sasuke rolled his eyes and said, whatever. Then he opened one of the lunchboxes and started eating. Sakura frowned as well, but she sat down to eat her own food. Naruto had to watch them eat because his stupid fast metabolism told him he was hungry by making his stomach growl. Didn't you eat breakfast? Asked Sakura. I did, but I burned through it so fast, Naruto said. Then something unexpected happened. Sasuke gave them some of the food that was left in his lunchbox. Just take some, he said. We won't be able to beat him if you can't fight because you're hungry. Sakura then did the same thing. Even when Kakashi appeared in one of the lightning strikes, everyone stood still as thunder shook the air and lightning flashed all around them. You didn't do what I said. To that end. You all Pass, he said, and as soon as he said the last word, the thunder and lightning disappeared as if they had never been there. Kakashi was now grinning. Wah! Said the three genin in a very articulate way. You were chosen. Upon completion, you got 20,000 experience points, access to daily quests, and access to D-rank missions. Your level has gone up by 1, so congrats. Status. Name. Uzumaki Naruto. The gamer's class. Genin, plus 10 points added to the amount of experience gained. Level. LV16 next level, 87.96%. Belongs to Konoha. HP. 2446-2446. CP. 2261-2261. STR. 33, 20.30, equals 53.30. VIT. 36, 48.60, equals 84.60. Dex. 33, 20.30, equals 53.30. Int. 51, 15.10, equals 66.10. WIS. 33, 6.60, equals 39.60. Luck. Def. 112, 28.00, equals 140.00. SPD. 10, 38.65, equals 48.65. Status. Uzumaki, plus 10, Vit, plus 10, Int, plus 50% experience to Fuinjutsu. Skill, Kyuubi Jinchuriki, plus 100 HP and plus 100 CP per level, Prankster. Minus 5% reputation gain, plus 5% experience to Trap, Skill, plus 5% experience to Stealth, Skill. Uzumaki Naruto is the last person in this year's graduating class. He got a low score because he couldn't make a basic bunshin. After the test, Naruto proved his worth by stopping a traitor and learning 2A rank Kinjutsu. He has finally found out who his father is, but he still doesn't know how the Kyuubi got away. Point. 10. Ryo. 12,800. Reputation. Konohagakure, hated 615 1,000ths. Landlord, unfriendly 600 1,000ths. Amino Iruka, friendly 600 1,000ths. At war. Mizuki, deceased, 0 1,000ths. The Konoha Library is neither good nor bad. Konoha Merchant Guild, hate 5 1,000ths. Ichiraku Ramen, recognized, 9,000 out of 10,000. Akamichi Bakery, 15 1,000ths, I hated it. Higurashi Weapons, honored 1050 out of 10,000. Konoha General Store, I didn't like it, 0 1,000ths. Hated 0 1,000ths. Konoha Clothiers. Yakiniku Q, hated 5 1,000ths. Farm Stand, didn't like 0 1,000ths. Surplus Arms, disliked, 0 1,000ths. Konoha Apothecary, hated, 0 out of 1,000. Konoha 12, neither good nor bad, 50 1,000ths. Uchiha Sasuke is rude, 350 1,000ths. Haruno Sakura, unfriendly 650 1,000ths. Nara Shikamaru, honored 1,150 10,000ths. Akamichi Choji, honored 50 1,000ths. Yamanaka Ino, neutral 500 1,000ths. Hyuga Hinata, honored 6,500 10,000ths. Inazuka Kiba, friendly 50 1,000ths. Akamaru, friendly 50 1,000ths. Aburame Shino, neutral 500 1,000ths. Higurashi Tenten, neutral 750 1,000ths. Friendly by Rock Lee gets 500 1,000ths. Hyuga Neji, unfriendly 500 1,000ths. Aburame Clan, neutral 500 1,000ths. Akamichi Clan, neutral 50 1,000ths. Inazuka Clan, unfriendly 500 1,000ths. Hyuga Clan, hated 5 1,000ths. Karama Clan, neutral 500 1,000ths. Nara Clan, neutral 200 1,000ths. Sarutobi Clan, friendly 650 1,000ths. Sarutobi Asuma, friendly 250 1,000ths. Sarutobi Hiruzen, friendly 950 1,000ths. Senju Clan, neutral 500 1,000ths. Shimura Clan 100 1,000ths, I hate them. Clan Uchiha, not friendly, 550 1,000ths. Uzumaki Clan, exalted 1,000 1,000. Yamanaka Clan, unfriendly 150 1,000ths. Meta Guy, neutral 501 thousandths. Hitaki Kakashi, exalted 1000. Yuhi Kurenai, unfriendly 751 thousandths. You've been to bed and slept there. HP and CP have been fully fixed. Naruto felt pretty good when he woke up. Naruto worked hard all night to get his extra stat points after his test the day before. After that, he went to bed early because he was exhausted from everything that had happened that day, which was a real emotional roller coaster. Naruto got up early and went out the door to meet up with Shikamaru and Choji. They were both waiting for him just outside the gate to the Nara compound. "Morning, guys," Naruto was the first to greet them. "Morning," said Choji. "Hey," said Shikamaru. "You both gained a level, good job," Naruto said when he saw their names and levels above their heads. Nara Shikamaru LV 15. Akamichi Choji LV 14. "Shit. I thought that might have happened," Shikamaru grumbled. Choji asked, "Why is that a bad thing?" "Because we couldn't give out our own stat points," Shikamaru said.
Anyway, invite us to group so we can train on a field before we have to meet our team.
Naruto quickly put the team together. Choji asked, "Which field today? Are we going back to 11? "On team assignment day, I took Sakura to training field 11 because she needed a bit of a wake-up call," Naruto said. Shikamaru asked, "How did she take it?" "Not very well. After that, she almost quit being a shinobi. I talked her out of it, but who knows what will happen in the long run." Choji asked, "Did you tell her about the gamer thing?" "No, I didn't go there with a group. I just went there to train." Shikamaru asked, "Anyway, what time are you supposed to meet your team?" 10 a.m., you? 9 a.m., Shikamaru answered. "Okay, so we have about 3 hours. We might be able to finish field 13, but it would be close, and I don't know about field 12. "At least check out 12, Choji said. "It can't hurt, and if it does, we can always turn around and leave." "I agree with Choji on this," Shikamaru said. "Alright, then let's get going before it's too late." The three people left training field 12 and whatever was waiting for them there without saying another word. Training field 12 is a popular place to look for mushrooms. It is also a common place for wild boar to hang out, and the boar are often hunted because they are a popular source of food for the village. "We're never bringing Ino here," stated Shikamaru. Both Naruto and Choji laughed out loud. Naruto pulled out a pair of kunai and said, "Let's get to work. These pigs aren't going to kill themselves." Level 10 Baby Boar. HP. 750 carbon monophosphide, 400 400ths. It's a cute little baby boar, but if you let it, it will gore and eat you. Be careful when they charge, and if you hear them squeal, you should run because Mama Boar isn't far away. Troublesome, Shikamaru said naturally. "Okay, so we can't let them squeal or things will get way worse for us." "So we should kill them quickly?" asked Choji. "Of course," said Naruto. A moment later, he disappeared and reappeared on top of a dead pig with two kunai stuck in the back of its neck. "At least they die quickly," Choji said as he grabbed a pair of kunai. "Want to know what a mother boar looks like?" Naruto asked his friends with a grin. "Troublesome," said Shikamaru. "Fine, let's see one." Naruto threw a shuriken at one of the baby boars, hitting it in the side. This got the baby boar's attention and made it angry. The young boar made a few snorts and pawed the ground as it got ready to charge. Naruto used one hand to point to it. As if they had agreed on something without saying it, the two ran at each other. Naruto jumped over it because he didn't want to get gored by one of its tusks if he tried to roll past it. As he flew over it, he threw shuriken at it, which didn't really hurt it but did make it mad. "If it takes any more damage, it will die," Shikamaru said, sitting back and just watching. Choji, on the other hand, was looking around the base of one of the trees and bending down every so often to pick something. The baby boar finally let out a loud squeal, which was followed by a loud thundering sound and the appearance of a much bigger boar. Mama Boar LVL 15. HP. 1500 carbon monophosphide, 500 500ths. You made Mom mad, so now you're in a lot of trouble. Like her child, her charge is very dangerous, but her stomp is just as bad. Right, Choji, you keep her attention, and Naruto and I will work to kill her, Shikamaru said, drawing Choji's attention away from the tree he was messing with. Choji said, okay, and then threw a bunch of shuriken at her. The boar ran straight at Choji. Choji raised his arms above his head and clasped them together. His arms suddenly grew huge, and he smashed the boar's head into the ground with both of his fists. When the boar stood up again, it was very dizzy and confused, walking side to side in a very unsteady way. Choji then grabbed one of her tusks in each hand and shoved her to the ground. I've got her held down, get her now. Naruto and Shikamaru then did as much damage as they could to the beast by stabbing it over and over again. It was almost halfway to full health before it shook Choji off. Shikamaru said, do it again, hoping that it would work the second time. Choji hit it again in the head, but it didn't get scared and didn't lose much HP. Instead, it stomped hard on the ground, shaking everything and making Choji lose his balance and fall down. Naruto moved quickly when he saw that the boar was about to hurt his friend. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. He made a lot of copies of himself, and they all piled on the boar at once. This gave Choji time to get his feet back and put some space between himself and the boar. Most of the clones disappeared when the boar shook and swung its tusks hard. Those that didn't go away kept stabbing the pig over and over. Choji was able to escape the boar and get back on his feet. Nakuden Sensha, now, ordered Shikamaru. Choji nodded and did what he was told. He plowed over the pig, killing Naruto's clones but hurting the animal much more. When Naruto saw that its health bar was flashing red, he jumped on its back and drove 2 kunai into the back of its neck to kill it. When it broke down, only one leg was left. Ham shank. Delicious Konoha wild boar ham shank. Ingredient for cooking. It's a ham shank, used for cooking, Naruto said, raising one eyebrow in surprise. Ham shank? Choji asked, drooling a lot as he looked at it. Naruto said, you can have it. We'll get more. That mother pig was worth a lot of experience, so I want to make as many of her babies as possible. Yada. Choji yelled and ran forward to get the ham shank. So, for the next hour, they kept spawning and killing mama boars. He and Choji each ended up with 10. The boss showed up at that point. Papa Boar LV-18. HP. 2200 carbon monophosphide, 1000. You made Papa mad, and you won't like Papa when he's mad. Watch out for his breath, it's kind of hot. The boar snorted, and when it did, a few small flames shot out of its nose. Shikamaru said, this is not going to end well for us, and his shadow immediately reached out and grabbed the boar. Kage Buki no Jutsu. Naruto yelled, telling his teammates to stay away as hundreds of kunai were thrown at the boar, but most of them didn't even make it through its thick hide. That didn't work out so well, Naruto said when its HP barely went down. Use explosive notes, Shikamaru told the beast as he struggled to hold it. Naruto ran in and started putting notes all over the thing. He jumped back and turned them on when he was done. The boar's health went down a lot, but it wasn't nearly enough. Its hide was still too thick to do much damage. Any thoughts? Asked Choji. Keep it busy, I'm thinking, Shikamaru said when he could no longer hold on to it. Naruto and Choji took turns taunting it and hitting it here and there, but it still had more than half of its health left. Shikamaru spent the time studying the beast. It was big and had thick skin, so they weren't able to hurt it enough. That's when Shikamaru noticed that the beast's underside was still untouched and looked very soft, tender, and most of all, weak. Dude, you have to hit it in the stomach. There is a weakness there. Naruto dodged a flame jet from the boar and tried to slash at it, but did almost no damage. And how should we do that? Naruto, attack the 2 legs on the right side. Choji, once Naruto weakens those legs, you need to charge and hit the left side as hard as you can to try to roll it over. Once we do that, attack the belly like your lives depend on it, because they might. You got it, Naruto and Choji both said at the same time. Naruto made a few copies of himself and had them help him attack the legs, which caused them to bleed and the body of the boar on that side to sag. Now, Choji ordered Shikamaru. Choji charged at the boar, swinging his right leg back as he got closer. As he hit the boar, his right leg grew to the same size as the boar. As Shikamaru had planned, when the giant foot hit the boar, it shook and then fell on its side. Shikamaru's shadow grabbed it right away. Kill it quickly while I still have chakra to hold it, it said. Naruto and Choji attacked it without mercy right away. Naruto and his clones stabbed and cut it, while Choji used his Nakuden Sensha to grind into it until the beast let out one last burst of flame and stopped moving. When it finally began to break down, the three of them all let out a huge sigh of relief. Your level has gone up by 1, so congrats. The level of your teammate Akamichi Choji has gone up by 1. And you too, Choji, you got a level. Ryo 2250. High quality thick leather. 2. Shinobi clothes are often made of leather, which is also used to make things. Kaden. Hadama no Jutsu, skill scroll. Naruto yelled with joy, woohoo. A skill scroll. Really, that's kind of cool, Choji said. What skill? Kaden. Hadama no Jutsu, Naruto said in response. Okay, so how are we going to divide the money? Asked Shikamaru. That's a good question, Naruto said. Well, we all get the same amount of money, so that's 750 ryo each. And Choji and I both got the ham before you, so I think you should choose. Shikamaru frowned and said, I didn't expect you to be so reasonable. You should take the skill scroll and see if you can learn it first. Naruto nodded. You now have, Kaden, Hadama no Jutsu, which is a skill scroll. Do you want to learn how to do it? Naruto pressed the Y button. You can't learn how to do this. Kaden affinity is needed. Well, that's terrible, what the hell? It says I need to have a Kaden affinity, says Naruto. I wonder. Mumbled Shikamaru. Can I try? Naruto gave him the book and gave him a shrug. Sure. When he was told to learn the skill, Shikamaru blinked in surprise. He was even more shocked when the book caught fire and began to smoke. Naruto asked, You have a Kaden affinity? Apparently, I didn't even know I had one, Shikamaru said. Open your skills list, Naruto told his friend, who he was interested in seeing what skills he had. It says I have a Kaden affinity, but it's only level 1 and I have no experience with it. If you just made it, why wasn't I able to do it? Asked Naruto. Shikamaru grumbled, troublesome, and he sighed out loud. I think we need to learn more about how chakras work together. I have the books at home, but I haven't had much time to read them yet, Naruto said. It will have to wait, Shikamaru said after looking at the time. We have to get going and find our sensei and Ino. Okay, guys, I guess Choji and I can each take one of the spins, Naruto said as he took the leather and gave one to Choji. Oh, before I forget, said Choji. He then showed them to his friends and said, I found a bunch of mushrooms earlier. They're great for cooking. Cool, said Naruto. But you can keep those. I'll try to get some of my own since I still have time before I have to meet my team. Alright, see you later, Naruto, Choji said, clearly happy with the food he had just bought. Your team is no longer together. After that, Naruto was left alone in that field. So, you're going mushroom hunting, huh? Naruto went toward the tree where he had seen Choji earlier. He could see that several of the stems had been broken where they had been cut. Naruto went to another tree to check it out, where he saw a bunch of mushrooms. Shiitake mushroom. This mushroom is soft and spongy, and when cooked, it tastes and feels like wood and meat. Cooking ingredient. Enoki mushroom. This mushroom has a mild, delicate taste and a slight crunch that goes well with it. Cooking ingredient. Naruto picked the mushrooms, and as he did so, he moved to different trees. He got 16 shiitake and 7 enoki in the end. He didn't know how to make them, but a quick trip to the library should help him figure it out. The same thing would be true for the ham shank. Naruto didn't stay for long because he had to meet his team for training in a mission. Naruto got to the meeting a few minutes early, but once again, he was the last person there besides Kakashi. Naruto's arrival made Sasuke look very upset, and he didn't do much more than glare at him when he saw him. Sakura nervously looked between them, expecting a fight to start because of how things were left at the test. Thank goodness Kakashi came before they could fight. So, let's talk about some things first. Let's start with the obvious. Sasuke, we need to talk about how you don't want to work with anyone. Would you like to explain yourself? They will just slow me down, said Sasuke. Tell me more, said Kakashi, staring Sasuke down a bit. After Kakashi and Sasuke stared at each other for a while, the young man finally spoke up. I won't be responsible for their safety, because they'll kill themselves and put me in danger as a result. I see, so you're afraid that they'll kill themselves, Kakashi translated. Sasuke said, not listening to what Kakashi said. I'll take that as, yes, Kakashi-sensei, you're right. You're such a genius, please teach me to be just like you, Kakashi said, then turned to Sakura and Naruto. What are your thoughts on that, Sakura? Sakura looked embarrassed. He's not completely wrong, but he's also not completely right. I'm not very strong, but I won't get in his way. Sasuke, what do you think? Asked Kakashi. She's weak, she said so herself, he said angrily. I don't want to see someone die again. Ah, now we're getting to the heart of the matter. Sasuke, care to say more? Go to hell, Sasuke said to the man. I don't have to explain anything. Yes, you don't have to, but you should. What are you going to do about Sasuke's problem, Sakura? Get stronger, so strong that I can protect him. That's a good answer, Sasuke. Anything else? He told her, do what you want, but he didn't dare look at her. Good enough for now, Kakashi said. Now, Naruto, tell me what you think. He should apologize for his nonsense, Naruto said, leaving no room for anything less. You can go to hell, too, Sasuke told him in a mean way. Kakashi said with thought. Sasuke, you were wrong yesterday, even if you don't want to admit it. You owe a sincere apology to your teammates. Naruto is much stronger than you think he is, so I'll make a deal with you. You will spar with him, and when you're done, you can decide if you want to apologize to him or not. Are there any rules? Sasuke asked with a small grin. No killing blows, but otherwise go for it and have fun. Naruto was tempted to say he didn't want to fight at all, but the chance to fight Sasuke again and not just in a taijutsu spar, where the jerk usually won, was too good to pass up. Alright, I'll kick his behind. Quest alert. Fight it out to make peace. Beat Sasuke in a fight to settle your differences. Fight Sasuke until you beat him. Award for completion, 5,000 Express. Sasuke's excuse. Grow your standing with Uchiha Sasuke. Completion failure, 1,000 Express. Lessen Sasuke's reputation with the Uchiha. You wish, Dobi. The insult made Naruto's eyebrow move a little. He was getting really tired of being called Dobi. Naruto used observe on Sasuke again. It had been a few days since he had looked at Sasuke's stats. Name: Uchiha Sasuke. Genin, plus 10 points added to the amount of experience gained. Level: LV19 next level, 24.65%. Belongs to Konoha. HP: 700/700ths. CP: 740/740ths. STR: 45. VIT: 70. Dex: 89. Int: 74. Wis: 46. Luck: 1. Status: Unawakened Sharingan, plus 2, Dex, plus 3, Int, and plus 1 Wis per level. Avenger, plus 25% to all stats when attacking Uchiha Itachi. Firebug, minus 15% cost to Kaiten Jutsu, plus 1/0 damage to Kaiten Jutsu. Sasuke Uchiha is the last loyal member of the infamous Uchiha clan to still be alive. They are known for their Sharingan Dujutsu, which has helped them do well as shinobi. His past is so clouded by the pain and suffering of losing his family that revenge is all he has left. Naruto was better off because nothing had really changed. Again, outlasting Sasuke was his best chance of beating him. Naruto could take more damage, so the trick would be to deal him enough damage to win the fight and keep him from taking major damage, like getting hit by a big fireball. A big ball of fire like the one that was coming right at him. Naruto's eyes grew wide for a moment, and then he moved quickly to get away from the fireball. Naruto missed Kakashi's call for the fight to begin. Naruto came up behind Sasuke and punched him in the kidneys. This made Sasuke wince, but he still hit Naruto in the ribs with a spinning kick, which made Naruto back away. When he saw that their HP dropped by almost the same amount, Naruto laughed. Still, in terms of total percentage loss, Sasuke was hurt more. The two then fought back and forth with kicks and punches, with Sasuke coming out mostly on top. Even so, Naruto didn't give up. Naruto yelled, "Kage Bunshin no Jutsu," and dozens of copies of himself appeared. Now, Naruto knew that with his gamer ability, he didn't have to shout out the name of the technique, but he did it anyway because he was proud of it. An A-rank Kinjutsu. He'd be a fool not to use it and make sure that Jackass knew what it was. Sasuke's eyes got a little wider when he ignored the first clone because he thought it was an illusion, but then it punched him in the face and sent him rolling across the field. As soon as he got back on his feet, he threw a bunch of shuriken at the group of clones. A few of them were killed, but most of them didn't do much. It did give him time to shoot a huge fireball at them, which destroyed most of them. Naruto had a smirk on his face as the flames of destruction wiped out his clones. Sasuke copied the smirk and thought he could win the fight now. He didn't stop until he felt someone grab his arms and legs, lift him up, and slam him into the ground, painfully forcing the air out of his lungs. He just barely noticed that Naruto was falling toward him from the air above. When Naruto's knees hit Sasuke's stomach, they made a loud, thwap, sound. Naruto then hit Sasuke in the face with a hard punch that knocked him out. "Winner, Naruto," said Kakashi. "Good fight, smart strategy, job well done." Naruto couldn't help but smile when his teacher praised him. "Feel better after getting that out of your system, eh?" asked Kakashi. "Yes, I do," Naruto said as he moved away from Sasuke. He got rid of his copies and brushed off the dirt. "Now, as soon as he apologizes, I'll be ready to go to work." Kakashi shook his head and laughed. "As long as you keep going." Then Kakashi looked at Sakura. "Why don't you try to make him feel better? I don't think he's going to be very kind to me and Naruto right now." Sakura nodded and ran forward. Kakashi said, "Walk with me, Naruto," and he pointed for the boy to follow him. "Okay, so what do you need?" Naruto asked Kakashi when they were a good distance from Sasuke and Sakura. "Could you tell me what you can observe about Sasuke and Sakura, and also about yourself, for now just the status effects? I will be able to help you train better the more I learn. Sasuke's path is pretty clear, he will be an assault fighter, or DPS in gaming lingo." After looking at Kakashi for a minute, Naruto gave him a nod. Naruto's status is Uzumaki, +10, Vit, +10, Int, +50% experience to Fuinjutsu, skill, Kyuubi Jinchuriki, +100 HP and +100 CP per level, and Prankster, -5% reputation gain, +5% experience to Trap, skill, +5% experience to Stealth, skill. Status: Sharingan, +2, Dex, +3, Int, and +1 Whis per level, Avenger, +25% to all stats when attacking Uchiha Itachi, Firebug, -15% cost to Kaiden Jutsu, +10 damage to Kaiden Jutsu. Sakura status: Perfect control, +15 Whis per level, -50% cost to all Jutsu, Fangirl. Experience gain is cut by 25%, and bonus stat gains are cut by 50%, Smart about books, +10 Int per level, -75% Carbon Monophosphide, +25% more skill experience per level. Kakashi thought as he hummed. "What are you thinking for Sakura?" Naruto asked, his curiosity getting the best of him. "Either Genjutsu or Iryojutsu. With her limited chakra pool and perfect control, there's not much else I can do for her, especially since her fangirl status is affecting her." Naruto liked it. "Cool, so a healer or support role," he said. When Kakashi saw that Naruto was still there, he stopped for a moment. "Ah, if you could keep that to yourself for now, I'd really appreciate it." Naruto thought about it for a minute before giving an answer. "Okay, I'll keep quiet, but tell me what you see." "I mean, as a Jinchuriki, my chakra pool and hit points are ridiculously high, so depending on how I spend my points, I could be a shield type or a DPS type. I don't know where to turn. Give me some time to think about what's going on with you. Your gamer ability makes things a lot more complicated and gives you the freedom to go in different directions," Kakashi said. "Let's go back to your teammates for now. Sasuke should already be awake." Naruto nodded and went back with Kakashi. When they got there, Sasuke looked even worse than he did before the fight. "Now then, Sasuke, do you still think Naruto will hold you back?" asked Kakashi. Sasuke sneered. "Fine, he won't hold me back, I'm happy now." Kakashi asked, "Are you ready to apologize to your teammates?" Sasuke mumbled something that nobody really caught. "I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that," Kakashi said, trying to get Sasuke to talk. Sasuke glared at Kakashi. "I'm sorry, I thought less of you." "Try again," Kakashi said. It wasn't the apology he was looking for. Sasuke grumbled, looking very unhappy. "I'm sorry I've been so mean to you." Still not what I'm looking for, Kakashi said. Sasuke, think about what your brother did to you, and then think about what you did to your teammates yesterday. Then try once more. Sasuke's eyes grew wide for a moment, and then rage filled them. I'm nothing like him. Never again compare me to him. Are you so different, Sasuke? Kakashi's voice was no longer friendly as he asked. He did what? What did you do? He lied to me and everyone in my family. All of them were killed, and for what? To put himself to the test, that's why. To show that he was better than all of them, better than everyone in the village, screamed Sasuke. Yesterday, what did you do? What did you do? Kakashi demanded. You betrayed your team, which includes people you need to be able to trust and people who need to be able to trust you. If it was a mission and I was an enemy shinobi, you might as well have killed them by putting the mission ahead of your friends. That's what we're taught at the academy, Sasuke tried to explain, his eyes wide and a little scared. Let me tell you something I learned a long time ago. People who give up on the mission are trash, but people who give up on their friends are worse than trash. Because of what your brother did, he is as low as trash. Because of what you did yesterday, you are now worse than garbage. Right now, I can't tell what makes you different from your brother. It's up to you to change, and you can start by apologizing to your teammates in the right way. Kakashi's speech began with a lot of anger, but by the end, he was less angry. Sasuke suddenly looked like he was giving up. He wasn't used to losing, and even though he had just lost a fight to Naruto, of all people, the fight with Kakashi hurt him more. It didn't make him feel good. Had he turned into his brother? Wasn't everything he'd done to make sure no one else ever ended up like his brother? How did he forget about that? Was Kakashi right? Well? Kakashi asked to get the young man out of his daydream. I'm sorry, Sasuke said in a soft voice. I broke your trust and didn't work with you like a teammate should have, he said. If this was a real mission, I would have been too selfish and killed you both. I'm sorry about that. It won't be repeated. But neither of you should try to stop me or fall behind. I won't be to blame if any of you die. I accept your apology, Naruto said, with no hint of sarcasm or humor. But the same goes for you. Don't slow me down or let me fall behind. I can't always come to your rescue. Sasuke smirked a little. Deal. Boys, Sakura groused. Alright, let's get to work now that we've solved that problem. We need to get to a great D rank mission. Your fist spoke for you. After finishing, you get 5,000 express, Sasuke's apology, and your reputation with Sasuke Uchiha goes up by 100. Kakashi took the three of them to the Hokage Tower, where he got a mission scroll and left his team outside the office to wait. Quest alert. Mission D. Kill those weeds. In less than 2 hours, pull out all of the weeds in the Koyabano's garden. Award for completion. 1,000 express. 1,500 Ryo. Improve your standing with Konoha. Completion failure. 100 express. Lessen your standing with Konoha. When Kakashi came back out waving a mission scroll with the same request as the mission, Naruto hung his head in disappointment. D-rank missions were just drudgery that lazy people didn't want to do. Naruto was angry and annoyed and wanted to scream, but he had no choice. Plus, it was almost like getting money and experience for free. Kakashi said, okay, team, let's go, trying to boost his team's morale at least a little bit. Status. Name. Uzumaki Naruto. The Gamer's Class. Genin, plus 10 points added to the amount of experience gained. Level. LV17 next level, 98.01%. Belongs to Konoha. HP. 2557 2557. CP. 2372 2370 seconds. STR. 34, 20.40, equals 54.40. VIT. 37, 48.70, equals 87.70. Dex. 34, 20.40, equals 54.40. Int. 52, 15.20, equals 67.20. WIS. 34, 6.80, equals 40.80. Luck. Def. 112, 28.00, equals 140.00. SPD. 10, 39.20, equals 49.20. status. Uzumaki, plus 10, Vit, plus 10, Int, plus 50% experience to Fuinjutsu. Skill, Kyuubi Jinchuriki, plus 100 HP and plus 100 CP per level. Prankster, minus 5% reputation gain, plus 5% experience to Trap. Skill, plus 5% experience to Stealth. Skill. Uzumaki Naruto is the last person to graduate this year. He got a low grade because he couldn't make a basic bunshin. After the test, Naruto showed his worth by stopping a traitor and learning 2A rank Kinjutsu. And finally, he has some answers about his past, but there are still some questions. Who are his parents? What did the Kyuubi do to get away? Point. 15. Ryo. 13,550. Chakra strengthening, active, LV 3991.23% carbon monophosphide, 100. You can now protect yourself from some damage by strengthening your body with chakra. When active, the effect reduces damage by an extra 490 HP. Reinforcement stays in place until you have taken 490 damage. Cage Bunshin no Jutsu, active, LV8 Express, 12.23% carbon monophosphide, 1/2 of total CP. Cage Bunshin are copies of your body that can do everything you can do, like fight, use jutsu, and learn new things. The first Cage Bunshin will cut your CP in half, and each one after that will cut the CP of the Cage Bunshin in half. For example, if you have CP 2000, one Cage Bunshin will have CP 1000, but 100 Cage Bunshin will only have CP 10. Cage Bunshin will be destroyed with one solid hit or when the target runs out of chakra. If the target is killed by a hit, the unused CP will go back into your pool of CP. Passive Physical Endurance LV Max. The body gets stronger, making it less likely to get hurt. Passively adds 25% to def.
So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more awesome stories like this. Thank you. See you all in my next video.